Okay guys, I'm back with yet another video, and this time we will be checking out none other than my own competitive team. Yes, I know some of you guys have been waiting for this one for a long time, and it's finally here. We are going through everything. We are going to check out my team passes. We are going to check out my equipment. We are going to check out the players themselves, and we are going to check out their moveset. With that said, let's actually get this review started. Okay guys, before we actually head into the video, I want to quickly announce that we have officially opened up our own Discord. Mind you, this is still a soft launch, so a lot of improvements and features are coming in due time. With that said, I will be hosting tournaments with amazing prizes, including gift cards, as well as reviewing your teams, and you will be able to get into contact with me a lot quicker as well. Make sure to join, as the link will be in the description down below. Now let's get back to the video. Now, we are immediately starting it off with the hot sauce. Guys, this is my team passive list. And yes, I know, it looks like rubbish at first glance, but it's actually pretty good. You should ignore the passives that don't matter, because we are actually going to quickly discuss the ones that do. When winning a focus or scramble battle, team tension plus 34%. Guys, this is absolutely huge. Just by winning one focus battle, we are already through the roof with our tension. And with that, we can immediately go for some special moves and build up that hyper bar. Now, when at 50% or higher tension, team focus, attack and defense plus 30.5%. That's also huge, because we already surpassed the 50% tension mark once we win one focus battle at the start of the game. That will immediately give us a buff as well. Now, the actual justice passive, until you incur a foul, team attack and defense at plus 49%. Guys, this is also a tremendous boost to our base team attack and defense. Everybody should run justice at this point. It's just the full-on meta. I don't care what you think. I don't care if you're a pro player. I don't care if you work at level 5. This is definitely the way to go, for now at least. Then we also have, for players of the different elements, shot at plus 8%, and for players of the same position, shot at 3.5%. These are actually some passives I've built up through the usage of the team, so we will discuss that further ahead. And I think I also had the different, no, that's actually it for the main passives in our team. Okay, so you've now seen the list and you're thinking to yourself, but how do I actually build this up properly? Allow me to show you guys. As you can see, we got David Evans, and he is fully buffed up with justice passives alone. Guys, this is very important in order to get to that 49/50 percentile on your justice buffs. Okay, without the manager, you are probably not getting there. Let's be realistic here. Now, let's immediately get to our coordinators. As you can see, Sylvia also got into your curl foul, team attack and defense at plus 2%. Very important, because of our optimization, we needed to include this plus 2% on Sylvia as well in order to maximize our potential. Now, as you can see, she's also rocking the when at 50% or higher tension, team focus, attack and defense at plus 2%. This is very important in order to get that buff once we pass the 50 percentile. Now, when winning a focus or scramble battle, team tension plus 6%. This one is also very needed in order to rack up those points, rack up that tension, and get our special moves out as soon as possible for the hyper bar. Now, our final Sylvia, she's actually rocking counter. Very important to get that maximum damage, to get the huge damage buff you always see on my fables when I'm doing the reviews. This is how I get it. This is how I make it possible. Guys, take notes, take screenshots. This is very prevalent. Okay guys, now we are actually getting to the good part of the video. As you can see, this is my very own Cannon Evans, and look at the attributes. Curve shot, very handy in order to get them balls past the castle walls. The Inazuma break is actually a really powerful move. Combine that with the elemental catalyst and has high kickstat as well, and you already got yourself a destructive winger. Now the almighty cannon is just there to be iconic, and the rolling steel is very important. Actually, let's do a quick shout out to FK Caleb. He is the one who inspired me to put on rolling steel on some of my players, because when you use rolling steel, you actually get a lot more frames on that move. Allow me to explain. When you normally use a move during a focus battle, you just get past the player. But when you use rolling steel and you actually win the focus battle, you get way further ahead. So that's really important, guys. I advise you all to put rolling steel on most of your players. Now, about the equipment, there's not much to say about the equipment. Obviously, we went with the most optimal set. Just take a screenshot of this one and make sure to use it on all of your strikers, okay? Now, last but not least, the team passives on Cannon Evans. These are actually insane, guys. I think I've probably re-rolled around maybe 600 Cannon Evans to get this one specifically. On the opposition half of the pitch, on shot at plus 8%, we got both the 2 high rolls as well as the low roll. This is extremely important if you want to have viable legendary strikers, guys. I'm telling you, sometimes he even outperforms Tescat with these passives. Now, let's talk about the actual ace of our team, Tescat. As you can see, he comes in with some absolutely monumental stats, including 715 kick and 670 control, but we are not going in depth concerning his stats because we already did that in the player review. The moveset though, we need to talk about that one. First of all, the Scream of Eden, V2 as well to boost the damage up even more, is a forest element, very prevalent in this meta today. Now, the Zero Magnum is a counter shot as well as a void element, extremely powerful. We will be able to hit the keeper with some neutral force every single time. Now, the side swipe is also actually a neutral block. That's why we have it instead of the rolling steel. Now, the Black Butcher isn't the best Keshin, but it's the Keshin we are rocking with for now because we don't have an unlimited supply of new possibilities and it's really hard to grind those up. Next up, the chip shot. The reason we are actually using the chip shot is because he is not really in the striker position. He is a false 9. Now, let me explain you why the chip shot is so important in this meta today. As you can see, Tescat is slightly below Vladimir Blade and Cannon Evans, so we will be able to abuse the chip shot to an abnormal degree. This ball will literally always go above the castle walls of the defenders, and that's why we have set up Tescat in such a specific manner. Again, we are not really going to discuss his equipment. Let's immediately go to his team passives. For players of the same position, shot at 3.5%. On the opposition half of the pitch, on shot at plus 8%. When a player of the same element is nearby, on shot at plus 8%. And yes, guys, I know, 60, what are you doing? This is not the right way to use Tescat. I know, guys, but this is the way I want to use him for now. I also told you guys before, this team is not fully optimized, okay? We are still looking for ways to improve the team even more, to make the team even more powerful, but for now we are going to have to stick with this, okay? Vladimir Blade and Cannon Evans are unfortunately not going to receive the plus 3.5 boost, but we are getting the free chip shots in every single time, every single match, and in my opinion that is genuinely worth it. Now, we might be able to switch formations in the future and look for even better options concerning Tescat, but for now, that's the way I'm going to run it, okay? Now, next up, we need to talk about Vladimir Blade. As you can see, I gave him the bicycle slash Y. It's both a void element and a long shot as well. Absolutely necessary for a character of his position. Now, the meteor shower, fire dribble, as well as a pretty powerful move in its own right. Let's take a quick look at the actual tension. It consumes 70 tension. That means it's already pretty damn strong. Now, the Big Bang level 2, one of the most powerful moves in my entire arsenal. And the Mix and Mix Victor, not much to be said about that. It's just a cosmetic change and a slight power buff. The curve shot though, the curve shot is very important. Why, guys? Because as you can see, we are actually wearing the 4-4-2 diamond, and that's the formation that most guys in ranked are using right now. And as you can see, the wings are always open. That means you'll be able to take huge amount of advantages once you get your player in the right position, especially these two guys. Now, with that said, let's take a quick look at his equipment. Boom, 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 1, 2, 3. You've seen it. Now his team passives. There's not much to be said about his team passives because we obviously didn't fully optimize him. We just made sure he brought us that extra 3% justice. So unfortunately, we need to move on from this guy because he's really not that special when talking about passives. Now, Bellatrix, we need to talk about Bellatrix as well. As you can see, an absolutely amazing hero. She comes with the Justice archetype as well. 582 technique, 549 control. Let's not talk too much about the stats, but the moveset is looking pretty damn devious as well for our attacking midfielder. The Meteor Shower is coming in. The Space Penguins, very strong. Wind type element as well, always handy. The Super Elastical Phew, nothing left to be said about that. And the instant burst, unfortunately we couldn't equip something better because, as you know, the moves on the heroes are actually static. If that weren't the case, we obviously would have equipped a Keshen instead to boost our entire team, but it's alright. Okay, now the equipment, this might actually be handy for you guys because it's not the same as the Striker's one, so we will leave it on the screen for 2 more seconds. Okay, now how about the team passives? On the opposition half of the pitch, team focus, attack and defense at plus 1%. On your half of the pitch, team focus, attack and defense plus 1%. On the opposition half of the pitch, own shot at plus 8%. Now guys, as you can see, she's definitely a team player as well as boosting her own stats up quite a bit. So overall, really handy and really good for the team. Now, Arian Sharian. And before we head into this, guys, attributes, we need to talk about this real quick. Guys, this card is actually unobtainable by any normal means. The only way you can get to him is by either coming across him in focus battles, getting him from a friend who already has him, or hacking him into the game. Alright, with that said, let's talk about his attributes. As you can see, the Gunger, very prevalent, very handy in order to get that cheeky long shot for a quick goal once the goalkeeper's KP is all the way down. Okay, the rolling steel, I already explained why this thing is really damn powerful. Nothing much to be said about that. The ball lightning, a fire dribble, I really liked it. Also emanate some lightning, very good for Arian. Now the Heaven's Time, an extremely powerful dribble in order to get the ball upwards to the forwarders as well, and the Griffin to end things off. Now, as you know, the Griffin has a really powerful passive skill. On the opposition half of the pitch, team focus, attack and defense at plus 10%. He's boosting the entire upper line just by being active with his Keshen. Very important. Now actually, let's go and take a look at his equipment. Gatekeeper shoes, Umbra Bangle, Emerald necklace and Jeweled goggles. Nothing much to be said about that. Just take a quick screenshot in order to keep that one for yourself. Now, the actual T-passes. When outside the zone, all focus, attack and defense at plus 6%. We got the double roll on that one. When a player of a different element is nearby, on focus, attack and defense at plus 5.5%. And as you can see, we got a lot of players with some different elements. So Arian will be getting a extreme boost to his focus attack, making him one of the most powerful players in our entire lineup. Now for Maya, she is the absolute wall of our team, and I'm going to explain you guys exactly why. But until we get to that point, we first need to talk about the moves. Rolling Steel, already explained that. Shell Burst, very unexpected, as well as a long shot and Void Element. She'll be able to chain the ball upwards to Tescat in order for him to immediately finish things off with a devastating shot. Now, the Vec attack, as you can see, it's quite fitting for Maya. Second of all, it's a shot block. A shot block is absolutely necessary for every single defender or CDM in your entire lineup. You cannot run a defense without shot blocking move, guys. Now, the Heaven's Time, in order to get the ball past the midfield line whenever we need her. She is also coming equipped with that. And now last but not least, the Glenner. Why do we have the Glenner, guys? Let me show you the passive skill. On your half of the pitch, team focus, attack and defense at plus 15%. That seems really powerful, right? Combine that with the fact that she's also getting a boost, a regular boost of 40% with her Keshen as well, and that already makes her a wall, someone to seriously not mess with. Now, let's talk about her equipment. If we can. Yes. The Genesis boots, the Moonlight bracelet, the Jude's mantle and the Jude's goggles. Unfortunately, this is not the most optimized set you could possibly have for her position. I know that, guys, but unfortunately we don't have an unlimited pool of items, so we have to do with what we have. Okay, now the actual thing that makes her beyond broken. Look at the team passives. Just look. On your half of the pitch, on focus, attack and defense at plus 7%. We got 2 high rolls. And when a player of the same element is nearby, on focus, attack and defense at plus 7% as well. Combine that and you have a boost of plus 21% at almost all times, guys. This is absolutely mental. Combine that with the fact that she can also activate her Keshen, which gives her another plus 65% on her defense as well. Just calculate. That's a whopping 86 percentile boost upon her base defense, which is already ridiculous. Guys, I don't think anybody can ever pass her when she's at her full power. Now next up, let's talk about Jack Wallslide. As you can see, he is coming with the Mountain V3 as well as the Great Genie and the wall. The wall is just iconic and it's another shot block. The Mountain, we actually upped that one to a V3 in order to make sure we will be able to stop almost any shot coming our way. And the Great Genie, guys, I just thought it was really iconic to have Mark's own spirit on Jack Wallslide. I don't know, it just seemed really fitting to me, so that's why we are rocking the Great Genie. And I know I can also go with what is it called again, the Ironclad Guardian, but no, we want to have fun in the game as well, guys. Don't forget, it's also about fun, not only meta. Now let's talk about the equipment. Zeus boots, legendary gloves, Wildwood choker, Neosport glasses. This can actually be a lot better. I actually think I still have like some latent items as well, so I might change up his equipment really soon, but for now this is the way it is. And the team passes as well. Guys, I'm going to be really honest, the defenders are just here because they have justice as well. I really didn't think out their team passes. I've been using these guys for a very long time, and that's why they aren't as optimized as all the other players on the other positions, okay? With that, let's move on from Jack. Kate Shelby, this guy is absolutely a gem as well. As you can see, the twirling turtle, pretty decent. Particle accelerator V3 as well. And the mix and match Raika. Why did I go with this guy? Just because he has a cheap Miximax, which I can immediately use for the team, okay? I know there are some better defenders out there, but for now, we are definitely sticking with Kate. The Dash Storm as well, in order to get the ball through whenever we need it. Now, let's talk about this equipment. The Raymond veteran boots, the legendary gloves, the Wildwood choker, and the athletic socks. I know, not the most optimized, but guys already explained it during Maya. Sometimes you just have to do with what you can, okay? The team passives are nothing to look at, I promise. I didn't really optimize the defense as much as I did with the midfield or the offensive. So with that said, let's go through the next character. Now let's talk about Nathan Swift. This guy used to be on Fraud Watch for a long time, but we have changed our minds, and ever since then he has been doing some proper work for the team. As you can see, I have equipped him with an amazing moveset as well, coming in with the Ironclad Guardian, the Particle Accelerator V2. Guys, let's actually talk about the Particle Accelerator. This move is absolutely necessary for every single defensive lineup in this entire game. If you are running a team without using the Particle Accelerator, you are doing something wrong. It's both an element, a void element, as well as a shot block. You cannot go wrong with that. Now let's talk about the Flurry Dash. As you all know, you will probably be able to capture the ball with a player of Nathan Swift's caliber, but after that you will most likely get pressed by either the Keyman lockdown or the focus field or the spam dash, and once that happens you want to be able to get yourself out of that situation. That's why the Flurry Dash comes in very handy, and most of the time it works as well. Now the Kraken Seaquake is not really something to be talked about, but I like the move, so that's why it's there, okay? Now the equipment: Forest Team boots, legendary gloves, Gatekeeper's necklace, Professor Layton accessory. Do with that what you will. Last but not least, team passives. On your half of the pitch, team focus, attack and defense at +1%. We got 2 rolls on that, and we got another useless passive we are not going to discuss any further. That was it for Nathan Swift. Now let's move on to Archer Hawkins. Archer actually comes with a very compact but very powerful moveset, as you can see. The Ironclad Guardian, because all the defenders need the hyper move, obviously. The Vec Attack V4. Why? Because it's both a shot block as well as his signature move, so he already comes with one included, which made it a tiny bit cheaper in order to get his moveset like this. And the Rolling Slide, because the Rolling Slide counters the element that counters Archer Hawkins, which makes it pretty damn powerful in the right circumstances. Now let's talk about this equipment. The Falkshore boots, the legendary gloves, the Wildwood choker, and the Thundercloud ring. I know this guy definitely needs an overhaul on his equipment as soon as possible, and we are going to work on that in no time. Now his team passes. Unfortunately, we didn't really take a look at his team passives because this is also one of the original characters in our squad. We still need to upgrade him and get some better passes on him in order to make him the most optimal version of himself. Now last but not least, we are moving on to our OC. As you can see, he is the keeper of our team and he has been doing pretty well for himself. But guys, if I'm really honest, I wouldn't advise you to use your OC as a keeper. He just seems a tiny bit weaker compared to the likes of Mark, etc., even though they are not meta. But with that said, let's take a look at his moveset immediately. Now the God Hand X, the Omega Hand, the White Hole, and the Keeper's Grid as well. Obviously I did this to make him as versatile as possible. He is literally able to counter every single shot in the game except from void elements, obviously, but that makes sense in out of itself. Now about the attributes. Very strong. Eternal Light Boots, Legendary Gloves, Guardian Necklace, Mark Talisman. You can't go wrong with that, okay? And we don't have any control over our team passive, so unfortunately this is what we got. Okay, to get back at Tescat for a second. As I explained to you guys earlier, we are not using Tescat in the most optimal way, but I did do something in order to compensate for that, and I'm about to show you exactly what that is. Oh, let's go. Yes, right here. As you can see, for players of different element, shot plus 1%. Guys, this is very important in order to boost Tescat upwards to almost 20 percentile attack when shooting the ball. I used to have it on my David Evans as well, and I have it on almost all of my players, as you can see. For the players that actually match his type, we have for players of the same element shot at plus 1%. So that means that when Tescat receives the ball and he actually shoots it, it's going to be a lot more powerful than it would normally be because of the custom passives. Guys, don't forget about the custom passives. If you want me to make a video about how to obtain them all, I will definitely do that for you. I will gladly do it. Just let me know in the comment section down below. Now there's one other thing we need to talk about. Tactics. Tactics are extremely important, and I'm about to explain to you guys exactly why that is. For instance, the Flame Fortress. As you can see, this will genuinely boost your defense with upwards to 40% whenever you find yourself in the Geoglyph, okay? And besides that, you will get a KP increase of 10%. This can be absolutely life-saving whenever you do it at the right time. Now the Bullhorns. The Bullhorns is actually the most broken tactic out of all of them. I can't be asked. Let me explain. As you can see, when you are in the Geoglyph, you will get a focus attack and defense boost of 40%. Guys, if you combine that with, for instance, my Tescat, you will literally get 2.3k attack, or sometimes even above that at the start of the game. This genuinely scares people out of the game mode. I'm telling you guys, I've had so many rage quits just because I turned on Bullhorns at the start and gave the ball to Tescat. These guys were genuinely thinking, this guy is hacking. No, I'm just thinking. I'm already getting inside your head while you're still trying to think how to pass this Tescat. No guys, it's not happening. This Tescat is absolutely winning everything. Now, the Keyman lockdown. You already know how the Keyman lockdown works, but let's go through it really quickly. Now, lock a player off from their team, disrupting their ability to coordinate. This is absolutely mental, guys. If you use this at the right time, you will literally be able to get a rebound, because you can lock up the defender as soon as you shot the ball once, get the ball back yet again, and then just go for another shot. This is absolutely broken, and you can use it in a lot of other menace as well. Just lock down the most powerful striker of the opposition's team and you will be set as well. It also takes a long ass time to disappear, and you can use it twice in game if you plan it right. So that is all for the tactics. Okay guys, that's pretty much it for my own team build / review. I will also be reviewing your guys' teams in the near future, so just be on the lookout for that. If there's anything I forgot to mention about my team or anything else you want to know about the team, please let me know in the comment section down below, and I will get to you as soon as possible. Okay, now with that said, I hope you have a nice weekend, and I'm out.